Hi, this week I'm coming to you live from the gallery of the House of Representatives here at the Capitol in St. Paul. The House this week passed the Omnibus Tax Bill, which is House File 677. This bill will raise $2.6 billion in new revenue, mainly from drastically higher income taxes, as well as tax increases on alcohol and cigarettes. The House tax bill also increases the tax on rental cars by 3%, from 6.2 to 9.2%. If this does become law, it would give the Twin Cities the third highest rental car taxes in the country. Additionally, the House tax bill includes the street municipal fee language, which MADA is strongly opposed to. This provision gives cities the authority to impose new fees on property owners, and it's a clear end run around the requirements designed to protect property owners under special assessment laws. The bill language includes no requirement that property owners actually benefit from the improvements which they have to pay for. The language also allows cities to define a taxing district in almost any way, which allows potentially for businesses to be impacted at a much higher rate or disproportionately than voting homeowners. Although lawmakers are publicly highlighting their intention to provide property tax relief, this provision is a backdoor way for local governments to raise revenue from property owners. The Senate tax bill, which cuts the sales tax rates from 6.875% to 6.0%, is expected to be heard on the Senate floor on Monday. The Senate's version will raise $1.8 billion, mainly from raising the income tax rate to 9.4% on individuals with taxable incomes above $80,000 or married couples with taxable incomes above $141,000. Although they are lowering the income tax rate in the Senate version of the bill, they are expanding the tax to clothing, auto show tickets, as well as several personal services, including auto repair labor. One bit of good news about the tax legislation is that it allows the streamlining provision, which MADA supports. That is the language that would allow motor vehicle paint and repair services to be taxed at retail instead of at the wholesale level. As you know, the legislature has until May 20th to get their work done, when they have to adjourn by constitutional deadline. So the next 3 weeks, we expect to see intense negotiations on final proposals on this bill. This week, the Senate passed Senate File 1270, which is being authored by Transportation Chairman Scott Dibble. This is the Transportation Omnibus Policy Bill. MADA worked with the author on one key provision of the bill. Senator Susan Kent, a Democrat from Woodbury, offered an amendment on behalf of MADA which would modify a section of the bill that requires scrap metal dealers to obtain a vehicle title license to notify secured parties before they buy the vehicle to dismantle or destroy it. Kent's amendment would allow a scrap metal dealer to treat purchases from licensed auto dealers differently, thereby maintaining the ability of MADA members to sell abandoned vehicles for scrap when necessary. This amendment was adopted unanimously. The bill passed the floor with strong bipartisan support. Additionally, the Senate Omnibus Transportation Finance Bill, which is Senate File 1173, also authored by Senator Scott Dibble from Minneapolis, was heard in the Senate Tax Committee this week, but it was laid over for further discussion. No action has yet been taken on this bill in that committee. This bill contains several provisions which MADA finds troubling. Among those are the street improvement districts, as I already mentioned, increasing the motor vehicle sales tax from the current 6.5% to 6.875% rate, increasing the local sales tax and excise tax on vehicles in the 7-county metro area transit district, allowing counties of the outside the 7-county metro area district to impose a 0.5% sales tax and $20 vehicle excise tax without voter referendum, and expanding and increasing the county-imposed wheelage tax on motor vehicle registrations. There are a few provisions in Senate File 1173, which MADA does support, including the elimination of the $6.50 title transfer fee, which applies at the wholesale transfer of a motor vehicle title. The House has already passed its own version of the Transportation Omnibus Finance Bill, which is House File 1444, authored by Representative Frank Hornstein from Minneapolis. However, it should be noted that House File 1444 does not contain much of the troubling language which was found in Senate File 1173. As always, MABA will keep you up to date and informed as legislation moves during this final month of session. Thank you very much.